Good day, my friends. I want to talk to you about something we all face at some point in our lives. Difficult people. You know who I'm talking about. The ones who test your patience, who seem to have a problem for every solution, who can drain your energy if you let them. But let me remind you today, you are not at the mercy of difficult people. They don't have the power to steal your joy unless you hand it to them. Your peace is too valuable to be controlled by someone else's bad attitude. We can't always change the people around us, but we can change how we respond to them. Sometimes the best way to handle difficult people is to rise above them. Don't engage in every battle. You don't have to fight to prove you're right. You don't have to get pulled into their negativity. Instead, stand firm in who you are. When people mistreat you, you have a choice. You can get offended, try to get even, or hold on to resentment. Or you can take the high road and let it go. You weren't created to carry bitterness. You were made for peace, for joy, for freedom. Some people are in your life to teach you patience. Some are there to strengthen your character. And some, they are simply there as a reminder of who you don't want to be. Don't let their behavior determine your destiny. Instead of praying for difficult people to change, sometimes we need to pray that we change. Pray for the strength to stay calm. Pray for wisdom in how to respond. Pray for the ability to love even when it's not easy. Because when you stay in peace, when you refuse to get offended, when you keep your heart pure, you're positioning yourself for greater things. So today, don't let difficult people keep you from being your best. Keep your focus on what really matters. Rise above, walk in love, and watch how things begin to shift in your favor. We all have people in our lives who challenge us. They might be critical, negative, controlling, or just plain difficult to get along with. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our happiness depends on how they act. If they're in a good mood, we're in a good mood. If they're rude, we're frustrated. If they're difficult, we're stressed. But the truth is, you don't have to live life reacting to everyone around you. You don't have to give other people that kind of power over your emotions. Just because someone is having a bad day doesn't mean you have to have a bad day. Just because they are upset doesn't mean you have to take on their frustration. You weren't created to be controlled by other people's moods, opinions, or actions. Your peace is yours to protect. Difficult people will always be around, but how they affect you is up to you. You have the ability to rise above their negativity, to keep your joy, and to stay in peace. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to argue to prove a point. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. When you refuse to engage in their drama, you take away their power over you. People can say what they want, do what they want, and act however they choose, but that doesn't mean you have to let it into your spirit. You can be kind, you can be patient, and you can be firm without letting them control your attitude. When you remember that your joy comes from within, not from how others treat you, you'll stop letting difficult people dictate your day. Your peace is one of the most valuable things you have. It's what keeps you steady in the storm, what allows you to think clearly, and what gives you strength to handle life's challenges. But too often, we give it away too easily. We let someone's rude comment ruin our mood. We let a negative coworker frustrate us all day. We let a difficult family member keep us up at night, replaying their words over and over again. The problem isn't that difficult people exist. It's that we allow them to steal something they have no right to take. Your peace is yours. It doesn't belong to the person who cut you off in traffic, the coworker who always has something negative to say, or the relative who pushes your buttons. When you let them upset you, you're handing over control of your emotions. But the good news is, you don't have to. You have the power to decide what gets your attention, what affects your emotions, and what is worth your energy. Some things are just not worth losing your peace over. When someone is rude, you can ignore it. When someone is critical, you don't have to take it personally. When someone tries to stir up drama, you can choose to walk away. Life is too short to let small things stress you out. When you hold on to your peace, you'll find that you have more joy, more energy, and more clarity. People may try to pull you into negativity, but when you stay grounded in peace, their words and actions won't have the power to shake you. People are going to be who they are. Some will be kind and encouraging. Others will be critical and difficult. Some will support you, while others will find something to complain about no matter what you do. You can't control how people act, but you can control how you respond. It's easy to get frustrated, to want to set people straight or to prove your point. But if you base your peace on whether or not people treat you right, you'll always be on an emotional roller coaster. The key is realizing that your response is more powerful than their behavior. You don't have to get offended when someone is rude. You don't have to let their negativity bring you down. You don't have to take every comment personally. When someone is disrespectful, instead of reacting in anger, respond with grace. When someone tries to stir up drama, don't take the bait. When someone is negative, choose to stay positive. It's not about letting people walk all over you. It's about protecting your own heart. The moment you stop trying to change others and start focusing on changing your response, you take back your power. You rise above pettiness. You stop wasting energy on things you can't control. You live with more peace, more joy, and more freedom. The difficult people may not change, but they will no longer have the ability to change you. Taking the high road isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. When someone is rude, it's tempting to be rude back. When someone criticizes you, the natural reaction is to defend yourself or criticize them in return. But when you lower yourself to their level, you let them win. You let their negativity pull you out of character. The high road means choosing grace over grudges. It means walking away from drama instead of engaging in it. It means being kind even when others are not. Some people are looking for a reaction. They want to push your buttons. They want to drag you into an argument. But when you take the high road, you refuse to play their game. You stay in control. Taking the high road doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to rise above. It doesn't mean you let people take advantage of you, but it does mean you don't let their actions dictate your attitude. You don't let their bitterness steal your joy. You don't let their negativity take up space in your heart. When you take the high road, you live with peace. You don't carry the weight of offense. You don't waste energy on battles that don't matter. Instead, you stay focused on what's ahead, knowing that your future is too important to be distracted by unnecessary conflicts. Holding on to offense and resentment doesn't hurt the other person. It only hurts you. When someone mistreats you, disrespects you, or says something hurtful, it's natural to feel offended. But if you hold on to that offense, if you keep replaying the hurt in your mind, all you're doing is allowing it to take up space in your heart. Resentment is a heavy burden to carry. It drains your energy, steals your joy, and keeps you stuck in the past. You may have every right to be upset. What they did was wrong. They shouldn't have said it. They shouldn't have treated you that way. But carrying that offense doesn't change what happened. It only keeps you tied to it. Letting go doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends or trust them again. It simply means you're refusing to let their actions control your emotions. You're choosing your peace over your pride. You're deciding that your future is too important to be weighed down by bitterness. Some people will never apologize. Some will never change. But you don't have to wait for them to make things right before you move forward. When you release the offense, when you forgive, even when they don't deserve it, you free yourself. You make room for joy, for healing, for new blessings. You step into the future without the weight of the past holding you back. Difficult people may frustrate you, but they can also teach you some of life's most valuable lessons. Every challenge they bring is an opportunity to grow. They teach you patience when they test your limits. They teach you self-control when you want to react but choose to stay calm. They teach you grace when you have every reason to be bitter but decide to forgive instead. Some people are placed in your life not to bless you but to build you. They sharpen your character. They help you develop strength, wisdom, and maturity. Without them, you might never learn how to manage your emotions, how to respond with grace under pressure, or how to stay peaceful in the face of negativity. Instead of seeing difficult people as obstacles, start seeing them as instructors. That coworker who is always negative, they're teaching you how to stay positive no matter what. That family member who pushes your buttons, they're giving you an opportunity to practice patience. That critic who doubts you, they're motivating you to stay focused and prove them wrong, not with words, but with your actions. The key is to stop resenting them and start learning from them, because when you take the lesson instead of the offense, when you grow instead of getting bitter, you turn what was meant to frustrate you into something that strengthens you. Your destiny is too important to be controlled by how someone else treats you. People may be rude, dismissive, or even try to hold you back, but their behavior does not determine your future. You do. Too often we let negative people distract us, upset us, or make us doubt ourselves. But when you allow their actions to control your emotions and decisions, you're giving them power they don't deserve. You don't have to respond to every insult. You don't have to let criticism shake your confidence. You don't have to lower yourself to match their negativity. People's opinions don't define you. Their rejection doesn't stop your purpose. Their attitude doesn't set the course for your life. God does. Some people may not support you. Some may overlook you, talk down to you, or try to make you feel small. But if you stay focused, if you keep walking in love, if you refuse to let their behavior change who you are, nothing they do can stop what's meant for you. The moment you stop letting others control your emotions is the moment you take back your power. Your joy, your peace, your purpose. Those are yours to protect. Keep your heart right. Stay true to who you are. And trust that what's ahead is greater than anything behind you. There will always be people who test your patience, challenge your kindness, and make it difficult to walk in peace. Instead of praying for them to change, sometimes the best prayer is for you to change. For strength, for wisdom, and for love. Pray for the strength to stay calm when everything in you wants to react. Strength to walk away from unnecessary arguments. Strength to not let offense take root in your heart. Strength to keep your joy when others try to steal it. Pray for wisdom to know how to respond. Wisdom to know when to speak and when to stay silent. Wisdom to set boundaries where they're needed. Wisdom to see beyond the person's actions and recognize that hurting people often hurt others. Pray for love, even when it's not easy. Love that rises above resentment. Love that refuses to hold grudges. Love that stays kind, even in the face of rudeness. Love that reflects grace, patience, and compassion. Because when you walk in love, you disarm negativity. When you respond in love, you set yourself free from bitterness. You may not be able to change difficult people, but when you pray for strength, wisdom, and love, you change how they affect you. And that shift, that peace in your heart, is what truly makes the difference. Staying in peace is one of the greatest strengths you can develop. Life will always bring challenges, and people will always test your patience. But when you learn to guard your heart and maintain your peace, you become unshakable. It doesn't mean you'll never face difficulties or encounter difficult people, but it does mean that their actions won't have the power to control you. Too often, we allow others to determine our mood. If they're kind, we're happy. If they're rude, we're upset. They ignore us, we feel insecure. But true peace isn't based on how others treat you. It comes from within. It comes from knowing that your worth, your joy, and your future are not in their hands. When you stay in peace, you're no longer at the mercy of what's happening around you. You become steady, calm, and focused no matter the situation. Keeping your heart pure is just as important. It's easy to let bitterness take root when people mistreat you. You might feel justified in holding a grudge, in staying angry, or in wishing them harm. But carrying resentment only poisons your spirit. It doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. When you hold on to offense, you're allowing someone else's negativity to live inside you, shaping your thoughts and emotions. But when you choose to keep your heart pure, you release the burden. You refuse to let their actions control your life. One of the best ways to stay in peace is to let things go quickly. Don't replay the insult in your mind. Don't dwell on what they said or how they acted. The more you think about it, the more power you give it. Instead, train yourself to brush it off. Remind yourself, I'm not going to let this steal my joy. I'm not going to let their negativity take up space in my mind. The sooner you release it, the lighter and freer you'll feel. That doesn't mean you ignore problems or let people take advantage of you. You can set boundaries, stand up for yourself, and handle situations with wisdom. But you don't have to carry the emotional weight of other people's behavior. You can correct a situation without letting it disrupt your peace. You can acknowledge mistreatment without letting it pollute your heart. There's a confidence that comes with knowing that no matter what people do, your heart is right, your spirit is free, and your peace is intact. When you live this way, you walk with joy. You move through life without being weighed down by negativity. You attract more blessings because your hands are open, not clenched in anger or frustration. So Stay in peace. Keep your heart pure. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Release bitterness quickly and watch how your life becomes lighter, freer, and full of joy. In a world where conflict, negativity, and frustration can easily surround us, rising above is one of the most powerful choices you can make. Life will test you. People will challenge you. Situations will arise that seem to push all your buttons. But when you choose to rise above the chaos, you not only protect your peace, but you also position yourself for something greater. To rise above is to refuse to be dragged down by negativity or difficult people. It's choosing not to get caught in petty arguments or disagreements. It's not allowing others' actions or words to define your mood, your direction, or your purpose. When you rise above, you refuse to let the world's drama steal your joy or derail you from your calling. It's a decision to stand strong, to remain calm, and to stay focused on what truly matters: your values, your vision, and your peace of mind. When you walk in love, you are walking in one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Love is patient, love is kind, it doesn't take offense, doesn't hold grudges, and doesn't seek revenge. When you walk in love, you rise above negativity and make a conscious choice to act in a way that reflects your highest self. It doesn't mean you agree with everyone or let people mistreat you. It means you choose to respond with grace and kindness, even when it's difficult. Love is transformative. It has the ability to shift the atmosphere around you. When others are angry, you respond with calm. When others are critical, you respond with understanding. When others are frustrated, you bring peace. Walking in love changes the dynamics of any room. You stop contributing to the tension. Instead, you start to diffuse it. You set the tone. And by doing so, you give others the opportunity to rise to a higher level. When you choose to walk in love, you stop reacting to people's behavior. And instead, you begin to create a ripple effect of positivity. People are drawn to your peace. They are inspired by your calm, your resilience, and your ability to respond with kindness. Even those who try to stir up trouble can't help but feel the weight of your love. It's like turning the light on in a dark room. The darkness has no choice but to retreat. And when you do this, when you rise above and walk in love, something incredible happens. You shift the atmosphere. No longer are you a part of the chaos, you become the source of change. You bring a sense of calm to those around you. You begin to influence your environment instead of allowing your environment to influence you. You become the catalyst for transformation, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others as well. It's easy to get caught up in the world's drama. It's easy to react in anger, frustration, or bitterness when others hurt you or disappoint you. But when you make the choice to rise above, to walk in love, and to shift the atmosphere, you take back your power. You create a space of peace, of understanding, and of hope. So in every situation, choose to rise above. Choose to walk in love. Choose to shift the atmosphere. You may not always get the response you hope for, but the change in you will be more than enough, because when you act in love, you open doors for others to do the same. And you create a world around you that reflects the goodness and the light you bring into it. So my friends, no matter how difficult the people or the situations around you may be, remember this: you have the power to rise above it all. You can choose to walk in love, to stay in peace, and to shift the atmosphere wherever you go. It won't always be easy, but the strength to do so is within you. When you rise above, you become a living example of what it looks like to walk with grace and purpose. When you walk in love, you don't just change your life, you change the lives of those around you. And when you shift the atmosphere, you create a ripple effect that can transform your world. So don't let the negativity of others pull you down. Keep your heart pure. Stay focused on your path. And always remember, your peace, your joy, and your future are too important to be dictated by anyone else. Keep rising, keep loving, keep shining, and watch how the world begins to change around you. Thank you.